before this movie, were you all fans of the sci-fi world?
I can enjoy sci-fi. I usually find it a little too crazy for my liking. I like to watch movies that are like grounded in reality, but it's fun to be a part of a sci-fi film, like in front of the camera.
Yeah, for me, I grew up on Star Wars, so for sci-fi, fantasy-based, I really I resonate with that. So to be a part of a sci-fi thriller is a lot of fun.
At the beginning in the car, we had no idea who pulled the hand for Paloma, your character, Loretta, when she went down on the hill in the car crash. So I was always wondering throughout the whole film, who was in the car and like, what is that going to play out with? If the film had continued on and your character had kind of done like another lap of the movie, like we saw at the end when they went back to the film, what would you have liked to see more from your characters?
Ooh. I mean, I think it would then lead to even more crazy relationships, because it was already so tough creating these relationships between each other variations of the characters. So then to bring in Loretta 3 and Jerry 3, oh my God, I can't even, I don't know, it would only get crazier probably. Jerry 3 would probably be a maniac. That's what I'd want to see. I'd want to see Psycho Killer Jerry 3.
Get even more. That'd be exhausting to go that far. But no, I think what I liked about the ending personally, it gives it away. I don't want to give it too much, but I think there's kind of like a cycle. So I hope people watch it and they ask their own questions. Maybe it's not just variations on variations. Maybe it's this psychological loop, and did the machine they create and that they were kind of theorizing, were they actually successful, or was it an altered version of what they were trying to make? I think it leads the audience to ask more questions, and I think that's something great thrillers and psychological, like sci-fi thrillers, are that's successful for them, and that's what I think we did.
And speaking of your character, Munro, Jerry, the real Jerry, was kind of a normal person, and then his doppelganger came in and he was a killer. He was very aggressive. What was it like for you to play two different versions of basically your character's self?
Yeah, so any character, for me personally, I like to root it with some kind of emotional history. So for both characters, there is some insecurity complexes and some emotional scar tissue that I like to connect it. And so when it was said in the script that he had some medication, it wasn't specific. So that's an ocean of possibilities. So you try to find something that's rooted, but also fantastical in the realm. But you try to connect them because they have to be similar in the variation, and that was very, very specific. So you try to bridge them, but I try to always root something and then create layers, and just have something that can be a root for its purpose, for their drive and where they're coming from. So that was an absolute joy, and for a lot of actors, at least for me personally, that's something I always jump for.